The latest there as far as wage inflation is concerned. The big news coming in from the cabinet. As per sources, it's clear a bill that once passed by Parliament will pave the way for simultaneous elections across India. The government is likely to introduce the bill known as the One Nation, One Election Bill in the ongoing winter session of Parliament. Remember, a high-level government-appointed panel headed by the former President Ramnath Kovind had submitted its report recommending simultaneous polls to President Murmu in March this year. Ashmit joins us now with more. Ashmit, take us through what the panel had recommended. And of course, this could possibly be headed to the JPC as well.
Well, that could potentially be a demand that the opposition raises should the parliament continue to function. But that, of course, is for a later date. For now, we find that the cabinet has granted its nod. This issue will now travel to the assembly, to the Lok Sabha, I understand. With respect to the recommendations that fell from the Kovind panel, a few important aspects to remember. Number one, the panel had asked for a legal framework. So that legal framework is sought to be put in place by way of this legislation. Subsequently, the formula that had been recommended by the panel is that first there should be synchronized elections between the parliamentary elections as well as the assembly elections. And as a step 2 of that, there should be further synchronization between not just the parliamentary and the assembly elections, but also the municipal and panchayat elections. The formula, the way to go about it, the way that had been proposed is that after a general election, the president will in fact notify an appointed date since when the Lok Sabha will take charge and will take over. The Lok Sabha will be constituted. After the appointment date, any assembly that is constituted at the state level, the term of that assembly will be limited to the term of the original Lok Sabha since the appointed date. This will only be a transitory measure. And then subsequently, there will be synchronized elections between the parliament as well as the assembly. Also, what happens in case an assembly or a Lok Sabha is dissolved on account of, let's say, a no confidence motion? So the example that the Kovind panel gives and for the way forward is that, let's suppose the Lok Sabha, which has a term of 5 years, we have a situation where the Lok Sabha is dissolved within a period of 3 years. Then the formula that has been proposed is that there will be a fresh election held, a fresh Lok Sabha will be constituted, but the term of this fresh Lok Sabha will only be for the pending term of the preceding Lok Sabha, which 5 minus 3 leaves us with 2 years. That's the formula that has been proposed. And then subsequently, the cycle continues of a 5-year term, synchronized elections between panchayat and assembly elections. This will not be complete, the Kovind panel said, without a single common electoral roll, single common electoral card for all the voters. That's the epic card that has been proposed by the Kovind panel. And as far as the logistical constraints are concerned, that the Kovind panel says is something that the EC will have to take over, the Election Commission, in terms of provisioning for EVMs as well as for VVPAT machines.
All right, Ashmit, appreciate you joining us. That's the big story there coming in from the cabinet. The government has sought Parliament